Hey, man, what's going on?
I'm not sure. You tell me.
Ready to talk about Stranger Things?
Okay.
Bunch of kids doing activities just like me.
Yeah, this is first of all, where'd you get a wig?
It's in a wig. It's how I always look. It's pretty sweet, right?
Sure. Yeah, you are wearing your Watertown Police Cops and Kids t-shirt as well, harkening back to what? Circa 99?
2000. That's the year
Is
that we're in.
Was that
My
street
mind,
hockey or flag football?
This would be flag football. Patriots number 30.
Sure.
Hometown team. Got lucky.
Yeah.
I would say that my mind is always in that time. Always circa the year 2000. Nothing bad is going to happen to us.
I had a question posited to me earlier, Goo, and you'll have an opinion on this. My brother, who is 23 or 24, I forget.
I don't know.
Asked the family group chat at their peak who was the most popular. Michael Jackson, Madonna, Britney Spears, Justin Bieber, or Taylor Swift. Pretty rapid response from everyone that Michael Jackson is the answer there. Followed probably by Britney. Internet era kind of took off with her. But then the Beatles got thrown in there as far as group dynamics go, so that's probably the real answer. And then I said if you were to peruse our 8th grade yearbook, no one was more popular than Eminem in a post-8 Mile world.
Yeah, in our 8th grade yearbook, we all had either the song 8 Mile or Lose Yourself as their favorite song. Favorite movie, best movie? 8 Mile.
And your hair, well, I'd say your hair more looked like that in like 03 than it did in like 2000, 2001.
Who am I?
Oh, you're spoilers. Come on.
Mac, let me ask you this. Out of all the characters that we have on the show, which of the Stranger Things character types would you most identify with as yourself being a teenager?
Yeah, so specifically thinking about myself through a teenage lens, like high school lens, I hate to say it, but I think it's Jonathan. Like, probably a little too quiet, trying to prove myself, pursuing a girl with a girl I don't think I'm good enough for. Like that, I think I very much identify with that.
You got real stringy hair.
I think I very much identify with Jonathan, unfortunately. Because if I think about it, I don't identify with Dustin or any of like the nerd kids. It didn't really operate in that realm. I wasn't as cool as Steve. I wouldn't say I was like, I was okay. I wasn't the coolest kid in the school. I wasn't the most uncool. So I don't think I can identify with Steve, though, because it wasn't that cool. And I didn't have that delicious flow. I obviously can't identify with one of the adults then. So I think it has to be Jonathan for me. Gil.
Yeah.
Who do you identify with?
I would say that I'm close to Dustin, but I was cosplaying as one of the jocks. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think to you and I's credit, we both had some cross appeal. We had friends here, there, everywhere. Little pockets here and there.
Friends, I'd put in
quotes.
quotes.
you had sort of your bandish phase, your band friends. You played some music.
Slappa da bass.
So yeah, I think that's a somewhat accurate assessment.
I was a real licorice of a person.
I don't know what that means.
You mildly enjoyed me or you fucking hated me. I don't think anyone loved me.
I love a Twizzler.
I'm not a Twizzler. I'm that black licorice.
You know what's the pull and peel? That shit was delicious.
I'm a real pull and peel of a person. I'll also ask you this, Mac.
Yeah.
What song, I guess now/then, would you use to combat Vecna from destroying you from the inside?
It's a great question. So then maybe Arms Wide Open, Higher, Creed. That might not. You need something with a build, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays it would be like a Noah Khan type of song, which there's several of that I enjoy very much so. If you watched my Spotify Wrapped, I think to remain on brand, it would be Rocky Raccoon in all eras.
Okay, so I would say thank you for asking me.
Yeah.
Right now, it would be Tarzan Boy.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I think he would have fun, too. I think Vecna would be like, you know what? Maybe I should stop doing this to everybody.
80s song as well.
And then back then, Can't go 8 Mile. We just talked about 8 Mile. My first album was Shaggy, so maybe it wasn't me.
Girl, you're my angel.
Could be
You're
Angel.
my darling lady.
Anything on my hair?
I don't know. You know, you look like Jorma is who you look like.
Oh,
right
Yorma
now.
Takomi?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, recently, and you can tell on the show when I take this this sweet bouffant off that my hair is a little bit longer, and that is because my wife has asked me to grow my hair out. Like,
She likes pulling it.
well, which of the Jonas brothers has nice hair? Nick?
So
Is
Nick
Nick the middle one?
No, Nick's the young one that keeps it short. Kevin and Joe both have
Joe.
nice hair.
To grow my hair out like Joe Jonas, which
You
some might,
are resembling a Camp Rock Joe Jonas right now.
some might take that as a slight against themselves, being like, "Why do you want me to look like someone else?" I
Joe
understand.
Jonas was married to Sophie Turner.
Like, I understand value. My value lower than his. I would understand if my wife left me for a Jonas brother.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Look at my war. I'm in the dirt. What is he, like a 7-war player?
Good. You ever see Camp Rock?
I've never seen Camp Rock.
Okay. All
Aren't
right.
they making a new one?
They are making a new one with the Jonas Brothers and Demi Lovato.
My
Dimitri
wife is
Lovato.
going to the Jonas Brothers show in the next week or so.
Sounds
So,
expensive.
I mean, by the new year, this might just be what I look like, and I'm by myself because she's chosen a Jonas over me.
Kevin Jonas, the middle forgotten brother,
Mhm.
just released a single a couple months ago. His first single ever.
Which one ate Cake by the Ocean?
That's the oldest one, Joe.
That one's Joe.
So he was the singer in that band as well. Fun, right? I think it was
Mhm.
they were called Fun. And then Nick is the younger one. I would argue the most talented one. Had a mildly successful solo career so far. He sings that song "Jealous." I still get jealous.
One, goo, three, yeah! Jaws 3! King of Queens! Meryl Streep! Entertainment!
I'm Goo.
And I'm Mac.
And we are the Mac and Goo program. We bring you
We bring you the return of prop comic Goo. We haven't seen him in a
Oh.
while. Remember that?
Imagine
Remember
giving me my own movie and taking away all I know about comedy.
Remember that like month span where you were trying to eat food every episode? I
That
really
was
hated
once.
that.
No, okay. There were
It was like 3 episodes in a row.
no. There was one episode. It was our
One of them
Dumbo
was
episode.
chips.
I can tell you the exact episode. It was our Dumbo episode. I knew that we had nothing to offer. It
No,
was
you were
Tim
trying to
Burton's
make
Dumbo.
that a thing. You were trying to make that.
Yeah,
a thing.
I was eating salt and vinegar pop chips.
yummy.
Delicious salt and
Yummy.
vinegar pop chips. If
Yeah.
they want to sponsor the show,
Mac
I
and
love
Goo.
salt and vinegar pop chips.
pro salt and vinegar.
I would say salt and vinegar might be my favorite chip.
No, don't get crazy. Come
I'm
on,
not
don't
being
get
crazy. I am talking not out of school. I am firmly in my seat in the classroom.
I would say for me, it's the sweet chili Dorito, the purple bag Dorito, #1 on the planet.
Are we counting like Flamin' Hot, Cheetos, Doritos, all of those?
Yeah, do you count a Funyun or in a Cheeto? Are
Anything
those-
Flamin' Hot. That's my #1. Then we go
Okay.
down a little bit. Salt and vinegar, I love. If Cape Cod ever brings back their firecracker barbecue chips,
Oh, those are great.
those
Yeah.
were the best barbecue chips ever made. I will not
Their
accept.
sweet mesquite is good.
Their sweet mesquite is not as good, though. And
I
all I
agree.
can think of while I'm eating, I'm like, I wish I had firecracker chips right now.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Cape Cod. We're from the Bay State area.
Yeah, come on.
Well, we're Bay Staters, if you ask me.
Yes, I'd agree. That's what they call us.
So let's start a campaign. That's what this podcast is on. Now we're
Mm-hmm.
on campaigns now.
Yep.
We want firecracker barbecue chips brought back.
Start the what's it called?
Letter campaign. Everyone
the
start the
petition.
letter campaign.
Yeah.
It's just like when we didn't want Michael Keaton as our Batman. We wrote letters to WB and we said, you never sell. They've sold multiple times since.
Goo, I'm
And
glad
Keaton
you
was Batman.
I'm glad you brought up campaigns because we are rejoining finally our decade-long campaign.
Oh, speaking
of Stranger
of
Things.
campaigns,
Yeah.
our Dungeons and Dragons campaign, I don't know, next year or so might be out. It was too long. It was too much of a...
Now I understand why Stranger Things
Yes.
it takes so long to come out.
My favorite question from my wife recently.
Yeah.
She asked me, "Did you know that Stranger Things is based off Dungeons and Dragons?"
What did you say to her?
I'm like, well, I wouldn't say that it's based off Dungeons and Dragons. It's heavily influenced by Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. The movie Dungeons and Dragons was based off Dungeons and Dragons.
It's influenced by the nostalgia of the Duffer Brothers for the 80s. And I watched a video recently of like, we are now in a circle of people have nostalgia for the first season of Stranger Things because it's been 10 years.
Goo, I don't want to, I'm going to look it up here because I don't want to misspeak here. But I find it curious that the Duffer Brothers are so enamored by the 80s when I'm pretty sure they're the same age as us. I think they're 36 years old.
Yeah, I love the 90s.
Oh, no, they're older.
Okay.
They're 40. 41.
They're 40. I'm
Okay.
40.
All right. I'll give them a little bit more leeway there. That's fair.
And it's the brightness, it's the color palette, it's none of the bad stuff from the 80s.
I mean, it's some of the bad stuff from the 80s. It's the
Not-
80s, season 3 with the mall stuff and the lay.
I'm saying like epidemics and stuff.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah, like
the war against drugs. You're not really
drugs,
talking about that.
AIDS.
Okay. Today, folks, we
Yeah.
are here to discuss the first volume of Stranger Things season 5 that will be released ultimately in 3 volumes. This, a second batch with 3 episodes, and then the series finale. Like I just alluded to, we began our campaign with Stranger Things way back on July 15th, 2016. This is the 10th year of Stranger Things in our lives. 10th year we've been doing this podcast, so it's sort of aligned with us beginning a podcast as well.
No credit to us. We did not cover season 1 at the time, and I don't think we ever did.
We sort of we covered season 2 and I think just talked about season 1 a lot.
We were tardy to the party.
We talked about it a lot throughout our younger days. Volume 1 of season 5 hit Netflix on November 26th. Again, 4 episodes. Volume 2 is dropping Christmas morning, so that's a nice present to us all that no one's going to be able to watch for 2 days.
Is Santa leaving it under our tree?
That'll be episodes 5, 6, and 7 of the 8-episode season. The finale, part 3, volume 3, will be hitting us New Year's Eve. And I really hate that release schedule, number 1. I don't mind the spacing of it, but the drop on Christmas and New Year's Eve stinks.
We say that, but I think the numbers on their volume 1 Thanksgiving drop were fucking banana land. So
maybe it ended up taking me a week to get around.
You
to
a week because you're out there having 4 Christmases.
No, because I'm a normal human being. Stranger Things is a TVMA drama, horror, mystery thriller,
in case
and
you've never
sci-fi.
seen the show Stranger Things and you're wondering what rating is on Netflix.
Here's some subgenres, and it's a lot. Coming of age, dark fantasy, fantasy epic, monster horror, psychological drama, sci-fi epic, supernatural fantasy, supernatural horror, teen horror. And what I will say about Stranger Things is when it is at its best, it's all of those things, and it's all of those things to the nth
And
degree.
a little bit of comedy.
And a little bit of comedy, sure.
Mhm.
Yep. And when it's at its worst, it's like lazily trying to shoehorn all those things.
Well, when it's
right?
at its worst to me is when they're trying to fill an episode order, when they're trying to fill a certain amount of time, and it just starts to stack on top of each other of we're saying the same shit over and over again.
To that point, and this first volume, it took me pretty much to the end of the 4th episode to fully get back in and buy back into this world.
I was tired. I was tired watching it, and
but I'm all the way back in now.
But we haven't gotten new episodes in 2 years. In the first 3 episodes,
3 years, 3.5 years.
While I do enjoy, and my favorite character from the new season is Holly, but I think that's because we haven't,
She's
had
fresh.
her. She's new. She's new. So you're like, oh, what is
Newish.
the story with? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
they've had, yeah. But either way, I'm watching and I'm like, I'm bored. I'm getting bored because it's the same stuff.
Yeah. And to your point, also, season 4 dropped in May of 2022, and in our real world time, it's been 10 years. In Hawkins, it's been 4 years. So there's also a little bit of a disconnect between how old the kids look and how old they're actually supposed to be, and that's something they just can't get around. The first volume of season 5 totals 271 minutes. That's 4.5 hours.
That's a lot.
The fourth episode, the finale of Volume 1, was essentially a movie. Our remaining run times are 77 minutes, 58 minutes, 97 minutes, and 121 minutes. So we basically have 3 movies left in this.
I also love whenever there's some kind of like a battle and there's a newer character on the field. One of our aging superstars will stand in front of them and they're like, I'm a main character. Don't worry. Nothing can happen to me. Like the amount of times that Mike stood in front of someone being like, don't worry, I got this. Finn Wolfhard, I am sorry, but please.
I'm hoping for in this next volume that goes away and we start to lose characters of significance. I don't have faith that's going to happen. I hope
we should have lost at least one. Are we in spoilers?
Nah, let's like 5 minutes until. Let's go through this whole nuts and bolts.
I'm going to set my clock, so go ahead.
In total, this season is going to end up being 10.5 hours. It's a lot of content. I don't know if this is real or if this counts, but we have Roddy T's and Metacritic scores. I don't know if these people reviewing it have seen everything, if they got screeners, or if they're just reviewing it on half of the season. On Roddy T's, we're at 84% from the critics, 83% from the audience. It's a little bit lower than the prior 4 seasons. Understandably, this is a long time coming. On Metacritic, though, a 71. The 4 seasons prior are 76, 78, 72, 69. So it's sort of operating in the
A lot of it
same
looks
world.
really, really good. There is some stuff. Like, I think the Demogorgons look really clunky now.
Maybe just there's more on screen. I don't know. I don't really agree with you, but I'm not gonna fight you on that. Of course, this series was created by Matt and Ross Duffer. They've really made their name and staked their claim.
And I want to give them complete credit because we saw this with the Game of Thrones boys, where they're like, we want to go do Star Wars. We're going to rush through this. The Duffers, like, this is our baby.
Yeah.
We really want,
time.
We are going to do this with love, care, kids' gloves. We're going to end it the way we want. And then we're going to do spinoffs.
Here's a question for you. And to that point, obviously Game of Thrones stumbled to the finish line their last couple seasons. Who knows? Maybe Stranger Things does that as well. But if it doesn't, and it lands the plane in spectacular fashion, where would you have Stranger Things like all time?
I don't know because
I don't think it can get into the top 2 or 3.
I think the large breaks between seasons
it hurts it for sure.
Maybe because I think a rewatch of this is going to be weird because the actors are so like
it's true.
Talent-wise, they're all different. Age, of course, they've aged 10 years, but like some of the actors have become really good actors. Some of them stayed the same.
Yeah. I'd say Finn Wolfhard and Millie Bobby Brown clearly have like taken themselves to another level, and everyone else is just kind of there.
But I also think that the character of 11 is just, it is what it is. She is what you need.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. Give a synopsis for season 5.
You look kind of like season 111.
I'll take that. All right.
Want to borrow this?
It's November 1987, and the gang is trying to hunt down and kill Vecna after the Upside Down breaches Hawkins, leading to military lockdown and intensifying searches for 11. Meanwhile, Holly Wheeler has become a target. Henry Creel's origins are revealed, and Will's growing connection to the Upside Down becomes crucial. Essentially, it's your classic sort of begin the story with the group fractured and apart, and they have to come together, unite, and defeat Vecna. We're probably halfway through that point now. They're just kind of starting to team up, I think, in this 5th episode. The next episode we'll see them kind of come together, except for maybe Hopper and 11. We're starting to learn more about Vecna's plan with the 12 kids and trying to understand that. We'll get into that more in a couple minutes. The military and government's involvement is also mildly confusing, and I don't know what their end game is either, and we don't have answers on that yet.
Did we just stumble into this? So the release schedule, it's a holiday release schedule. The next set comes out on Christmas. 12 kids, 12 days of Christmas? That's not the song.
No, it's not. It's just Christmas Eve.
Turtle Doves. Lords a Leapin'.
Oh, you wanted me to sing. Yeah, that would have made sense. Yeah.
Ladies Milkin'. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wanted to say scrambled
Partridge
eggs.
and a. Did you say scrambled eggs?
Yeah, it would fit.
3 scrambled eggs. Well,
5 scrambled eggs.
I will ask you, when you go to make scrambled eggs, how many eggs do you put in the bowl?
I usually do over medium these days. Sometimes over easy.
How many eggs though?
I'm 4. I'm a
4. I'm a 4 boy too.
Yeah, I'm a 4 egg guy.
If I notice that there's a weird odd number, or because I like to always save my wife at least 2 eggs,
Sure.
I'll be like, I'll take 5 this time.
Well, that if carton, you can buy in a carton, you get 3 meals out of it, 4 eggs each meal, right? So it just makes sense. You should. Go
I buy
3 or
18
4.
at a time.
That's good on you. So you get 6 meals, or no, you get 4.5 meals.
4.5 meals.
Goo, this show stars, originally, it was tabbed as Winona Ryder's show. Winona Ryder as Joyce Byers, David Harbour as Jim Hopper, Finn Wolfhard as Mike Wheeler, Millie Bobby Brown as 11, Gaten Matarazzo as Dustin Henderson, Caleb McLaughlin as Lucas Sinclair, Natalia Dyer as Nancy Wheeler, Charlie Heaton as Jonathan Byers, Joe Keery as Steve Harrington, Noah Schnapp as Will Byers. Also, through the years and through the seasons, we've gotten Cara Buono as... We're
That's
almost
the 5
there.
minute marker.
We're
Let's
almost
spoil.
there.
Let's spoil. I can't believe it when I'll bleep that.
Cara Buono as Karen Wheeler. Sweet Hachi Machi there. Sadie Sink as Max Mayfield. Priya Ferguson as Eric Sinclair. Joe Crest as Ted Wheeler. Maya Hawk as Robin Buckley. Brett Gelman as Murray Bauman. Jamie Campbell Bauer as Vecna / Henry Creel. Randy Havens as Mr. Clark. I'm going to save that one in red, Goo. And then newcomers to season 5, kind of. We have Nell Fisher as Holly Wheeler. That character was previously played by a much younger actress, or twins, Tinsley and Aniston Price. And I think she's supposed to be, like, 2 seasons ago, she looked like she was 4 years old. Now she looks like she's 10.
Now she looks like she's the age of the kids when they were in season 1.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of an issue there, but
Yeah.
whatever. I guess we'll get past it. They cast Linda Hamilton as Dr. K here, and there's
A little
something
distracting, right?
Yeah, a little distracting. I don't know if it's too much makeup or if her face just looks like that these days. I don't love it.
Got a
I don't
wig.
love it. Yeah. Alex Bro as Lieutenant Robert Akers. I believe that's the guy that Hopper and 11 have chained up in this first part of the season. And then our new star of the show, Goo, Jake Conley as Derek Turnbow. The internet loves this kid.
This kid's the best.
He's great.
Oh
He's
my
great.
God, this room smells like ass. From all my farts. Kid rules.
We would be remiss if we didn't honor those we've lost before we move on here, Goo. I'd like to pay homage to Dacker Montgomery as Billy Hargrove. We lost him at the end of season 3. Matthew Modine as Dr. Martin Brenner. We lost him in season 4. Paul Reiser as Dr. Sam Owens. I think we also lost him in season 4. Sean Astin as Bob Newby met his demise at the end of season 2. And of course, Joseph Quinn in a one-off season in season 4 as Eddie Munson. We lost him as well. And a lot of our characters are still dealing with the loss of Eddie, most notably Dustin.
Where's Barb?
Yeah, I guess R.I.P. Barb, too. Maybe she's still active. We don't know.
What if Barb is Vecna?
Goo, before we get any further, it became, I guess, apparent to everyone.
Thank you for putting this in the notes. I forgot.
And
now,
this is really bothersome.
It is watching any... Like,
Yeah.
I'm watching recaps of the
Recap
season,
videos and this
new rock
explained,
star,
that
Screen
explains.
Crush, this, that.
These fucking dickheads, the Duffer Brothers, also wrote a stage play, a Broadway play, that is canon to the show and means a lot in this season.
And
So,
they're like, this is crucial. I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck you're
no
talking
one's
about.
seen it. No one's seen it, dude. So it's called Stranger Things: The First Shadow. It's a prequel stage play that explores the origins of the series and Hawkins, but most importantly, it focuses on Henry Creel, a young Henry Creel, a high school age Henry Creel, and how basically Vecna came to be. And also in that story, and who went to high school with Henry, is Joyce, Jim, and Bob. Apparently, there's a lot of information and a lot of filling in gaps in this stage play for a Netflix show. That is ridiculous.
Let me ask you this. Would you rather it be a stage play, a book, a video game, or a zine?
At least I'd have access to a video game. I ain't reading a book. That's for fucking sure. So also not reading a magazine. They should have released the stage play on video on Netflix. If you're going to tell me that in one of the longest running television shows of the last 25 years, that a stage play was going to be integral to your series finale, I would say your show fucking sucks. Unfortunately, we're deep in here, and we just have to accept what we're getting. So I think this is bullshit. Luckily, there are videos out there explaining what happens and recaps that can round out what's really going on in Hawkins and with Vecna. But that is weak sauce. I really don't care for that.
As soon as they were telling me this, I'm like, I thought that I just forgot. I was like, oh, maybe they showed us this, and it's been a long time. I'm stupid.
Like when we get the reveal in season 4 that Henry is Vecna. It's huge. It's massive. When we get a little bit of a background with his family. And then I think they realized, oh shit, we have a lot to do in season 5, and we can't spend time with flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So they wrote a stage play.
To be fair, though, they do have enough time to cut out some of the fluff and put flashbacks in instead.
I don't know if they do, but
I want to. Okay,
regardless, I don't like that they did this.
It's a long season.
It is.
There's a lot of shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
The first 2 episodes could have just been the stage play.
Especially episode 2. Episode 2 is a lot of a continuation of what we see in 1, but I digress. Goo, let's get to spoilers. Spoilers!
First things first.
Spoilers.
So, the Duffer Brothers have been talking a lot about how they really want Vecna powers-wise and feel like Darth Vader.
Sure.
Do you think they are setting this up for, at the end of this show, Vecna, much like how Anakin Skywalker at the end of Jedi is a hero again, Vecna is the hero of this story?
So, I don't think they are. I think they're using Vader imagery, specifically that Rogue One scene, which they've referenced and which we see in episode 4, which was great.
I was kind of unimpressed by it, but go ahead.
All right, well, go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think that's the easy way out. If Henry is the answer to our equation, that's the easy way out. Like, that would be the lazy writing. I'm hoping for something more than that.
It isn't Vecna who is the big bad.
So that's a big question we have.
It's the Mind Flayer.
Yeah. So let's run through the 4 episodes here, and then we'll finish with our questions and thoughts and predictions. Chapter 1.
What if Billy's not dead? He's been in the back the entire time.
He was in the back.
Superman video? He's in the back.
Chapter 1, The Crawl. We get that opening flashback sequence with Will getting captured and brought into the Upside Down.
I didn't like the look of this either.
The CGI was tough in this, admittedly.
I also don't care for them jamming a tentacle into a young boy's mouth. Not for me.
Speaking of Michael Jackson. Goo, it's November 1987 now in Hawkins. The crew is preparing for one of Hopper's crawls. This is his missions into the Upside Down to map it as they look for Vecna, hunt down Vecna. We see that Hawkins is under military lockdown. At the conclusion of season 4, we see Hawkins sort of get split open and sort of kind of becomes one with the Upside Down.
Do you agree with me that too many of these kids are now Egons, and there should be more of like a lack of knowledge about certain things? And because they all seem...
No, because they've been on the forefront of it all.
But they're all still children.
Yeah, I get that, but they've been on the forefront with it. They know more than anyone.
But like, what if? So I think it should be like one of them is really good with the technology. One of them is really good with the lore of the Upside Down.
Mike.
One of them, but they're all good at all of it.
That's not true.
That's pretty true.
They work well together, but they're not all good at everything.
I think
they make a good team. Good.
I think that like
they're
one
like
might
the 2003 Detroit Pistons.
One might have a slight spike in something over the other, but they are all pretty good at everything outside of Will.
Well, not anymore. Additional, on top of the lockdown, the military also has a massive presence inside the Upside Down. So that's a really big thing that's going on. We see 11's training montage that culminates in them breaking into the facility. This episode goes out of its way to really highlight Holly Wheeler, the youngest of the Wheeler kids, and basically makes her our main character for the season.
They also, by having her ride her bike, so they show that she's old enough to do this, and she rides up next to Mike, being like, she's equal to them now.
Yep, and then Mike also hands her D&D little, trinket character thing, says that her character would be a cleric which I'm sure is foreshadowing for what's going to happen in the second half of the season. You and I, as D&D experts, obviously know what all that entails. We also get a couple of references with Holly's outfits, bedroom, and her own references. She's reading A Wrinkle in Time, relates what is going
pale moonlight.
Relates what's going on in her world to A Wrinkle in Time, which a movie I couldn't get through, a book that is very popular, though. We also have references in thematically, very much like one of Goo's favorites, An American Tale, featuring your boy Fievel. And there's also a lot of Rainbow Bright stuff going on here, which a lot of the internet has picked up on. And thematically, those stories align a lot with what's happening with Holly. We get introduced to Linda Hamilton now, who is the doctor that is heading whatever the hell the military is doing inside the Upside Down. Like, just a clear one-note bad guy. I don't really care for what she's been doing so far, but it is what it is. We get introduced to Will's power or
curse.
Yeah, curse is a good word for it. He can see through Vecna and the Demogorgon's eyes. So we get kind of some cool shots of what's going on
That
via
and
Will.
so he's a part of the hive mind.
Yes.
He is also able to see through the eyes of the next victim.
Yeah. It's sort of like a Minority Report situation. Good. We see, which I think is really just to motivate Will. Will sees Robin doing a little hanky-panky with Vicky in the hospital.
Yes, it's to
and
help
I think
him.
that's to establish
Yes.
their connection. So we get that. It's a little like, all right, whatever.
Also, Robin talks a lot.
Robin talks a lot.
Robin talks a lot.
Yeah. And then the other big thing of note here is the Demogorgons, I guess, can now just pop in and out of portals all over Hawkins and back in and out of the Upside Down. Maybe it's Vecna really doing it for him. I don't know. They don't
Also,
really explain
Vecna
it.
keeps on calling Slash for his move.
Chapter 2, The Vanishing of Holly Wheeler. We see Lucas visiting Max in the hospital. He's still utilizing Kate Butch. And later on in this episode, we see that, or maybe in 2 episodes, I think it's not until episode 4, we see that it's still having an effect. She almost can get back to reality with it. The Demogorgons nearly kill the Wheelers. They kill the father? I still don't know.
No, okay, so both of them are critical yet stable.
Okay.
My issue here
Yeah.
is you gotta kill one, if not both of them with this. And if you're saying, well, just kill the dad, he is of no consequence. I think killing the mother would have really put some stakes on there. I think almost more than any of the other deaths in the past, because that would have really pushed the Wheelers into, we need to move this along.
So here's why I think ultimately, after thinking about it, I think they didn't, because immediately after Goo, Holly's unaffected by what happened. So if you would have killed off her parents and then shown her being unaffected,
You could have lied to
it
her.
wouldn't have made sense.
You could have lied to
I
her.
understand
she
why
was
they didn't kill them.
taken when the mother was still on the ground bleeding
I
out.
understand, but like if you killed them and then had the character not be affected by it, it would have been bad.
Well, then she could have done one of these. That's all the good guys.
We also see here that apparently the Demogorgon's only weakness is a broken wine bottle, because they face waves of bullets and are pretty unaffected by it. But
I don't know what their
Mrs.
powers
Wheeler
are.
wielding a broken wine bottle, I guess, injures it.
Because it's not just, it's bullets and guns in the Upside Down and in the Inside Out. So, like, we don't know. Like,
living
what?
La Vida Loca over there?
Yeah, they're living La Vida Loca. The skin's the color mocha.
We get a lot of Eleven and Hopper in the Upside Down in this episode, really spending a lot of time with them. We get to that big wall in the Upside Down, which Dustin later figures out is actually a circle, a perimeter,
Yeah, it's a perimeter.
to the Upside Down Hawkins. We get more of Robin helping out Will with his visions and his self-worth. And then the reveal at the end of this episode is Mr. Whatsit is actually Henry Creel, which the worst kept secret, I think, in all of Stranger Things. We kind of all saw that. Chapter 3, the Turnbow Trap. This is where they come up with the trap to capture the Demogorgon. This episode, Goo, is actually directed by Frank Darabont, the director of The Green Mile and Shawshank Redemption. I believe he's directing another one of the final 4 episodes. So that's a little fun fact for
They
you.
destroyed that house.
They did
I
fucking
didn't-
destroy the
I
shit out
didn't
of that
care
house.
for that, actually.
We see now that Holly's been captured, Holly is in Vecna's mind?
Yeah, and he
I don't
also,
know where her
so-
body is physically, though.
So her body is in the upside down, but she
I don't
is
think it
mental.
is.
I think she's attached.
So this is where it gets a little confusing. You have Vecna's mind in the upside down, and they aren't tangibly connected, but because Vecna can sort of do what he wants, they are connected. So, like, Max exists in Vecna's, mind plane area, but she's not in the upside down.
Her body is in the hospital.
Yeah, but Holly also exists where Vecna's mind is, but she probably is in the upside down, right? So I don't really understand. There's a disconnect there for me. And now I wonder if it's because Max technically died, so there's a little bit of leeway there, but that's like kind of a weird thing.
And then, so do you believe that he is giving her her favorite music so that he can now grow immune to that and fight through it when they're getting strength through what they love?
Because Henry Creel learns from his mistakes, so maybe it's possible. I think I think it's a good fan theory for sure. We get Max. We come to find out as Max leaving the note for Holly. Holly follows that note, Red Riding Hood style, to the cave. We get Hopper and 11 doing more upside down stuff. We also start to see Will having a little bit more control over his visions and Minority reporting some of these appearances. And Robin is continuing to empower him. That becomes obviously very powerful in episode 4. And then Derek Turnbow is just an absolute delight. He is the perfect influx of this childish, like they did it a little bit with Holly, which helps too, but Turnbow is a great infusion into this season. I've really enjoyed what he's given us so far.
You can smell how stinky that room probably is.
Goo, Chapter 4, Sorcerer, aptly named for, I guess, Will now.
Well, at the end of Chapter 3, that's when we get the reveal that Max is in the Upside Down, correct?
I thought it was at the beginning of 4.
Either way.
Yeah, it might have been at the end of 3. Yeah, you might be
This
right.
season really lacks on the impactful reveals. I thought when Max showed up, I'm like, well, there could only been like 3 or 4 different
It was nice
people.
because it was good. It was like, all right, I maybe would have been Max, but it's nice that, all right, we got Max back. So we open episode 4 with Joyce and the kids at the barn. This is where Will kind of controls a Demogorgon, and then a Demogorgon doesn't kill everyone. Joyce is swinging the axe around there.
You have to get through me first.
The military presence.
Kill Joyce. That would have been something.
That could have worked.
Because that's right after Will had started disobeying his mother.
Yeah.
So that would have showed him, like, you do what your mama tells you. That's what Mrs. Boucher always told me.
Would have taught all the kids watching Stranger Things. The military
You're telling
presence.
me that a gorilla punched you in the face? It broke out of the zoo.
The military presence is intensifying in both the Upside Down and in Hawkins. They're quarantining all of the kids. This is where Derek Turnbull becomes the double agent here, which is a really nice setup where they're ushering the kids down the tunnel and the whole Mr. What's-It thing. We finally learn what happened to Max and what Max has been up to, what she's been experiencing, which is, I think there's a lot of runway to deal with this here because we're trying to figure out how ultimately we're going to defeat Vecna, first and foremost, before maybe we get to a bigger thing. And she's able to, like, kind of jump through his memories, right? So is that how they're going to kind of fuck with time
travel? So she's
travel?
also hiding in a cavern in his mind.
Yeah, that he's afraid to go into.
So that's where the mind flayer got him.
Yes.
He's afraid to go back in there.
Right. So there's something obviously that's going to happen in and around that cave and with Max. We just don't know what yet. Will's utilizing his newfound vision to help, sort of combat Vecna. I still don't quite understand why he needs 12 kids. There's a clock theme. We see a lot of clocks.
Did you know
the internet has also brought up that Jesus had 12 apostles?
Well, did you know
that too?
That the 12 days of Christmas start on Christmas Day and not the 12 days leading up to Christmas like I thought?
That can't be right. Is that true?
I just researched it yesterday because my son it was a 12 days of Christmas advent calendar. I forgot to get him the 24-day one.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh, let's start this on the 13th. Let me just see what other 12 days leading up. And it's like, no, you started on the 25th and then you go through January 5th.
Okay.
But that's just in time for Little Christmas.
All right. Sure. I didn't
Armenian
know that.
Christmas.
Everyone learned something new today. We get Mike, Lucas, and Robin obviously coordinating that escape. from the quarantine zone there. We learn a little bit about Henry Creel's past and that cave and what happened, and we see true horror in his face.
But we don't need to see that. We saw the stage play. We know what happened. Well, that's such bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be like us telling you that it's like we just start doing an episode with all these inside jokes. And we're like, oh, that's from the unreleased episode that we did last week.
Yeah, we did a live podcast that you can't now go back and see.
Right, we didn't tape
someone that was there can tell you about it.
The 5 people that were at the brewery watching us do it, they get it. Maybe they can tell you about it. Write them a letter.
Goo, the first reveal we get here in episode 4 is Hopper and 11 finally infiltrate this military base inside the Upside Down. And we're like, oh, shit. Is Vecna behind this door that they teased earlier?
I did not say, oh, shit. Don't put words in my mouth.
Well, we're like, what's behind the door? Show me what's behind the door.
Stop saying we're like. No, you're like this.
And it's revealed to be Callie, Goo. 8, who we last saw, I believe, in episode 7 of season 2. She was, this X-Men spinoff type of character that built a little bit more lore about the lab and all the kids in the lab.
I swear to Christ, if they end this story by having children hold hands and use their powers together to defeat the bad guy,
like Captain Planet,
or like Deadpool and Wolverine did jokingly at the end of their movie,
well,
I ain't gonna be happy.
The one thing that everyone's been pretty locked into before the season even started is that in Dungeons & Dragons, you need to roll a natural 20, a 2-0, to defeat Vecna.
I've played Dungeons & Dragons. I know the rules.
We have 11. We now have 8. That's 19. Who's the 1, right? And there's a number of possibilities here, but we have the 8. So clearly, she's going to play a part in defeating Vecna. And Goo, if you remember, her powers are basically like she can cause people to see things that aren't there. It's like hallucinogen type of powers are different than 11. So maybe she can confuse Vecna.
What I'm hoping for is at the end of this season, one of the children has to kill one of the other children. So
okay,
I would like for 11 or Will to be responsible for killing the other one. And that's how they save the world.
There's going to be something interesting there because the 1, which we'll get to in a minute, there's 3 or 4 candidates for who's going to be the 1. Goo,
but it has to be someone that's been on the show for all 5 seasons. You can't just be
it
like...
could be Max. It could be Max.
Okay, so Max is a possibility. She's been on the show long enough. Let's say has to have been on the show for at least 3 seasons.
Well, it could be Holly.
Do not make it Holly.
It's either Max, Holly, or Mike.
If it is Holly...
Or Henry. It could be Henry.
If it's Holly, I'm calling shenanigans.
It's Holly, Max, Mike, or Henry. Those are your only possibilities.
Why would I give a shit about Henry?
I agree. But
you know what I would call him?
It's possible.
I'd call him Hank.
He'd fucking Groot you.
And you know what I'd do?
Put his fingers through your eyes.
I'd go like this. I'd throw my hand in his face and be like, I'm kind of like Professor X, just like that person over there.
In the right side up. In the right side up at the military base in quarantine here. All these Demogorgons and Demodogs arrive, and they're attacking and killing
everybody, but...
That doesn't matter. They're killing everyone that don't matter.
Yeah.
Cops said they don't matter.
The Demogorgons roll in there, and they say, wait, are you essential to the plot? I will let you live at least 3 more episodes.
And then, actually, we get a little bit of a hold on stuff here. The Demogorgons are starting to lose. We get a lot of guns, a lot of ammunition. And then, what happens? Vecna comes through the portal and calls them all up, Kane style. He revives all of them. They're all back alive again. And then he goes out of his way to, like, shit on Will.
You know what he should have done?
He's like, I'm so strong because I was feeding off of your weakness, you bitch.
You know what I would have done if I was Vecna? I would have came through the portal slowly and with a limp. I would have then done a somersault and popped up.
Willy Wonka style.
Willy Wonka style.
Vecna kills a couple of the soldiers spectacularly. The fingers through the back of the head was pretty cool. He's also armored up and powered up. He's more powerful than the last time we saw him.
Is he part tree now?
I think he's a little Grootish.
He's very Grootish.
Yeah. Yep. And then more importantly, Goo, X amount of kids that they had saved. Vecna takes all these kids into the Upside Down. So he's got all the 12 kids he needs to do whatever the fuck he's going to do. And then we finish this episode, Goo, with Demogorgons getting ready to kill some of the characters we love, Joyce, Mike, and Robin.
But Mike being
and
like,
Will,
get behind me, I'm going to save you.
Will, in spectacular fashion, snaps the Demogorgons the way Vecna did to his victims in season 4. Will finally gets a good moment. He hadn't had any in 4 seasons. Gets a real good moment for his character. We don't know exactly what he can do. It obviously isn't going to be the same as 11, but he is connected to this, upside down dimension and the Mind Flayer, and has been since season 2.
And if he is, do they then see him as being a problem so let's say at the end of these next 3 episodes, we get rid of Vecna. But at the end of the part 2 finale, they find out like, oh no, Will could stumble into being the same thing.
I think that could be a possibility.
That's what the complete finale, the one that's going to be in the movie theaters, it's we now need to kill our friend.
It's possible. It's possible, and I think that would be better than...
I'm sorry, we now need to unalive our friend. I don't want to get
Well,
demonetized on YouTube.
Do your point.
If you're listening to the podcast right now, turn it off. Go to YouTube, smash that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, like it, go through all the videos. Do that.
Before we move on to some theories here, I thought it was really funny that the internet proposed what was going to happen if there was a 4th Demogorgon there, because we saw a hand, head.
Yeah.
So what Will was going to have to use his cock to kill the 4th one?
I think you go foot, then cock.
Well, you'd have to levitate, maybe. I don't know. Knee? I'm not sure. It was visceral. I understand why they did it, but it did add some complications.
Mm-hmm.
Goo, to your point here, and this is what you brought up at the beginning, and I don't know why you hated it so much since you're the one that sort of implied it. If they go Darth Vader and Anakin ending, that means Henry's going to be the one. Henry's going to be the one that adds to the 19 to make it 20.
I don't have any connection to Henry. I don't give a fuck about Henry.
I agree with you, but that's going to be the natural path. The path of least resistance is going to be that. And I don't want that, but they may be going down that path.
Kill one of the children.
Well, that might happen as well, but it might take Henry separating from Vecna. I don't know. I hope that doesn't happen, but there's a distinct possibility it happens.
You know who has to kill Will? Calling it right now. Winona Ryder.
That's for sure not going to happen.
No. Okay, here we go. Will kills Winona Ryder.
That's more likely to happen, but it's not going to happen.
And
Neither
then
of those two are going to happen.
She raises from the
I
dead.
think what we might see happen
Yeah.
is Vecna possess Will, and Will kill someone by mistake.
So maybe that happens, and the kids say, now we have to kill him. And then when they go to kill him, Will's actually like, no, it's still me. I'm still Will. Don't kill me.
We have several questions left here. The whole who's going to be the one.
I have no questions. I've solved this.
It's Max, Holly, Henry, or Will. When it comes to Max and Holly, are either of them going to exit Vecna's mind with some sort of abilities?
I hope not. I don't want all of these children to have abilities.
I think it's a possibility.
It's a possibility, but I don't want it.
It seems like to me, if Max escapes, Lucas is going to sacrifice himself to save Max. And I also think we're setting up for Steve to sacrifice himself to save Nancy and Jonathan.
No one has aged like Lucas's sister. It's like a completely different person.
Yeah, it is true, because she was little.
And she drugs a family.
Now she's like an adult. Obviously,
I learned this on The Cosby Show last week. There was an episode where Dr. Huxtable put something weird in the barbecue sauce.
He wrote it from real life.
It's weird because he delivered babies, right? Wasn't that his thing?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure that was his thing. And he also worked from home.
Yeah, home bathtub deliveries. This cave that Max and Holly are currently in clearly is going to matter somehow. I don't know how it's going to manifest itself, but that is some sort of shield against Vecna, so that's going to play into this. What is the government / military using Callie for? I don't quite understand what they were using her for. Maybe they just were keeping her captured, but more likely they were utilizing her or her powers for something, and I don't know what that might be.
I also feel like the whole government thing, all of the military, it almost feels like how for a while you had that secondary story with Hopper and the USSR.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like all of that stuff isn't going to matter. And it's just a waste of our time.
Well, we are setting up for a 3-tiered attack here, right? So I think Volume 2 is going to conclude in some sort of way where you have Hawley and Max fighting Vecna in his mind. You have whoever's in the Upside Down fighting in the Upside Down, and then you have the people still in Hawkins. That feels like it's clearly going to come to a head at the end of the second volume. So that might result in Vecna getting defeated, and then we have another boss, maybe the Mind Flayer. There's definitely something like that that's going to be going on, I think. If it's just Vecna's the final big bad, so be it. But if you want to use your Darth Vader analogy again, the Emperor was above Darth Vader, right? So there could be something else at play, still sort of controlling Vecna. However, it could be that Vecna's gotten so powerful enough that he now controls the Mind Flayer. I don't know. So that's probably the biggest mystery we have going forward.
You know what I wouldn't mind is if at the end of the next 3 episodes, they've defeated everybody and the final episode is just like everyone happily getting back to life. I wouldn't mind
just
seeing
2 hours of them living in 1987.
Yeah, like I don't mind that.
Dude, my first vehicle, you'll remember it well, was a 1987 Mercury Grand Marquis.
I also had a Grand Marquis.
How about that?
It also it was not 80, it might have been like 89 or 90.
You had the round body. Yours was a little nicer.
You're thinking of my green?
I think so, yeah.
Because I also my first car was a New Yorker Chrysler. What was it?
I think most of those long sedans all pretty much have the
same body. It was a long
body.
burgundy car, and the inside
Long burgundy.
It had like couches in it.
Yes, the back. I could fit 15 people in my back seat.
It was I loved that car.
Yes, agreed.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 biggest things going forward here.
Comment down below. What was your first car?
I don't know if Vecna really is our big bad. This is what everyone's wondering. I don't know how Callie has been being used, if she's going to flip. I think there's a chance she's bad. That might be happening, right?
What if we find out that Vecna and all the Upside Down stuff and all the military, they're all the good guys, and all the people that we like, they're all the shitheads, they're all the bad guys. And they're just in the way.
That would suck. I'm also curious if there's...
We find out at the end, all the guys that we like are the bad guys. No one's ever done that before, right?
I'm legit, like I said to start here, halfway through episode 2, I was like, all right, let's get on with it. But then this conclusion, episode 4, I'm like, fuck, they wrote me back in. I'm back in. I'm intrigued. I want to see what happens. We're dealing with Jedi stuff here, right? All we need is a laser sword. It's basically Star Wars.
And you said that you want Dustin to get a lightsaber.
Sure. There should be multiple people with lightsabers.
I don't think that's a good idea. In this season, we also get the teacher who has, given us certain plot points as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
He discusses wormholes, which introduces time travel.
Right.
So now we are thinking that Henry might be doing something to travel back in time to maybe never deal with the Mind Flayer.
Yeah, we could be setting up for something like that. We could be seeing maybe time travel or memory walking, I guess, for lack of a better term, be weaponized against Vecna, because once again, we saw Max go into
the max
a couple of his memories. And I guess just purely where Max and Hawley are existing right now is like in Vecna's mind. So I don't know if we're going to actually physically time travel. That seems unlikely. But it does seem like we can maybe go back in Vecna's mind and change stuff. Maybe 11 can do that. Or maybe Callie with her hallucinogen thing can actually make stuff real. I don't know. We don't know how this is going to play out. So to their credit, with as much as we've seen going on, and as many years in now, 10 years, we have no fucking idea.
Do you think there's any chance that we get a Sopranos ending? It just cuts to black and we don't know what happens?
No, less than 0% chance.
Do you think there's a better chance that we get an ending that is so confusing that we just sit back and say, what?
What would you like to happen? What are you rooting for to happen?
Kill the kids. I just told you this. One of the kids has to kill the other kids.
So you just want chaos. You don't care how Vecna goes down.
Either Will needs to kill 11 or 11 needs to kill Will.
I would like. I think this is how I want. I think I want Lucas to sacrifice himself to save Max, so that Max can go on and help defeat Vecna
To the max.
I think for sure, we're gonna get Steve sacrificing himself. That is just gonna be the perfect character arc for Steve.
But,
and then I think ultimately
they're not going to do that with Steve. They're going to kill off Jonathan instead.
Ultimately, what I think is gonna
He's a
happen
weasel.
is because Hopper has tried to sacrifice himself so many times to save Eleven and Joyce. I think 11 is going to sacrifice herself to save everyone so that Hopper and Joyce can live happily.
Oh, you know
ever
what's going to happen? So Steve is going to die, and he's going to die running up that stupid tower because they've already
the tower's going
teased
to be involved.
They've
for
already
sure.
teased it between the two of them
Yeah.
racing up the tower, and then that horrible green screen. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
That was not a good-looking scene right there.
So I think we lose Lucas. I think we lose Steve, and we either lose Will or 11. One of the. We're going to lose at least 4. Obviously, Henry or Vecna is going to die at some point too.
The show is going to end. The final scene of the show is going to be Holly coughing up a slug. Why are you laughing? That is going to be the final scene because they're going to try
something like that. There's going to be something
Stranger Things. What?
But it does. So they've gone out of their way to like tell the story through the lens of Holly. She's obviously going to matter in the second half of the season, right? So how does that play out too?
And we're already getting an animated spinoff. Is it out of the question that they would try and do 5 seasons, say, set in the 90s, where you don't need to pay these really expensive actors anymore and you just get a bunch of new kids?
Possibly.
And you just make Holly the age of her sister, and now she's later in teens.
Yeah,
and
her and Derek Turnbow are 2 stars now.
Yeah. Oh, Derek Turn. He already is a star.
He's the best.
He's already a star.
He's great.
Anything else for this thing?
No, I'm energized. I'm re-energized about this show,
Like
this
the bunny.
series. And if you had asked me 2 weeks ago, I was not very energized about it. So
I
I'm
bought
happy.
a pencil sharpener the other day,
I don't even know the last time I held a pencil.
and the sharpener took 4 AA batteries.
Oh, you bought an electric pencil sharpener?
No, a battery-powered one.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
It was very
About that.
confusing because they wanted you to flip the batteries a certain way. I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
How do you
sure.
use batteries?
What
now?
are you using? Colored pencils, or is it for Raffy for school?
You know what my favorite tool is? My battery daddy. It's a nice case that holds all my batteries.
Sure.
Yeah, I have a lot of batteries. Now I don't lose them. I know where they all are. They're right in the daddy.
Let's get into Maxac.
And Maxac could be anything. It could be a boat. And Mac, I've made a horrible decision. I've made a bad choice.
I can't say I disagree. As much as I enjoy the hobby of collecting Pokemon cards, Goo, you have made a bad decision.
Now, I am not collecting for myself,
Right.
but
Right.
my son, last couple of weeks, has been saying, I really want to collect Pokemon cards.
And he is at the age where that shit is very intriguing.
Right. And I said to myself, this seems like a fun hobby that we can do together.
Mm-hmm.
And I only have so many more years before he hates me. So I need to do this for as long as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And usually whatever his interest is, I bone up on it. I
Yeah.
learn as much as possible. I can have as many conversations with him as possible. I know so much about K-pop demon hunters.
Mm-hmm.
Mystery is the one with the hair that covers his eyes.
Sure.
Romance, pink hair. Care to quiz me on any more Saja boys?
No, I don't know anything about them. I wouldn't
Abby,
even know
button
how to
down
ask the
shirt,
question.
usually pops open, so he shows his abs. Gina was the leader of the Saja boys.
Right, of course.
There's another one. But back to this.
The Joey Fatone of the Sasha Boys.
So once again, I said, okay, I'm going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to jump in feet first. No, I dove in head first. I spent a lot of money because you have to, if you're going to buy these and you want to buy them at retail price, you need to chase down the vendors when they go to big box stores.
It is very hard to accumulate Pokemon cards at MSRP.
But
that is true.
no one is at Target at 7 a.m. more than me.
Yeah, you have been on several drops that has helped myself, helped Chris Chime, and now it's going to help you.
That is because my gym is right next to a Target. I can pop in there right before the gym and right after the gym if need be.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. I caught the vendor, got my son dollars in Pokemon cards. I'm going to give it to him, though, like, for Christmas, he'll get a couple.
Yes.
Everything else is in the attic.
Yep.
And then I'm hoping, like, every once in a while, like, hey, want to go on a hunt? Because I do collect shit, and the hunt is sometimes more fun than actually acquiring.
Totally agree.
So I'm looking to go on some hunts with them. We'll look for some cards. And then on the days when we don't find any, I'm like, hey, what's in my back pocket? Where did I find this?
I think you also, maybe there's a couple listeners out there that can help out. I've accumulated an okay sealed collection, so I can throw some his way. And I think at some point in the next few months, once he's a little comfortable with what he likes and the cards he likes, we should go to a card show.
Possibly.
Be
I'm
fun.
also fully prepared for if on Christmas he opens them, he doesn't really like them, I'm going to sell them all to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
there
buy
we
'em.
go. There
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah. All right.
I walked in the house with 3 Target bags filled with Pokemon cards. My wife's like, what in the H are you doing? And I'm like, Rafi showed interest, and I'm clinging to his childhood.
Yeah, and the nice thing, at least with this hobby, you have some knowledge of Pokemon, and you have a decent amount of knowledge about trading cards. So you're not completely out of your element.
Well, so as a kid, I fucking loved baseball cards. I did collect Pokemon cards as a kid. I collected some hockey cards.
Any Magic the Gathering?
No Magic the Gathering.
Okay, I had quite a few of those.
But yes, as I bought these, I also bought a thing of the hard cases and also the sheets that you can put in the book.
Penny
And
sleeves.
And as soon as you open up the packs, you go and you organize and you put them right in there. So I am fully prepared for that. I am also going to be, as soon as I'm going to research all the chase cards. I'm going to try and figure this out. And if I see him pop, I'm going to be like, hey, 1 second, take that, put it right in the case.
Yep.
You can look at it all you want. It's in the case now.
Yeah, you'll have to have a separate storage for like the valuable cards, which is what I do.
I'm thinking, and I don't
I
know.
also have a lot of bulk that are like 10, 20 cent cards that I'm more than happy to send your way.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, but say if he does pull an expensive one, I'll be like, hey, let's sell that and you can get more.
Yeah, or that, or at least this is what Joe has told me he's done with his daughter. So his daughter's 8 or 9, so she's obviously a little more into it, can kind of grasp a little more things. Every once in a while, they'll do a graded card, and it's a thing she really looks forward to.
Oh, cool.
Grading like one of her favorite cards. So that's an avenue you can do as well.
All right, where can the folks find us?
You can find us on X and on Instagram at Mac and Goo Podcast. It's Mac Shift 7 Goo. That includes Facebook, Stitcher, TuneIn, Castbox, Spreaker, Google Play, iHeartRadio. We're on Apple Podcasts. Get on there, rate, review, subscribe, 5 stars. If you do that, we'll get you a free Mac and Goo t-shirt at some point, maybe in an alternate timeline from the folks over at Watertown Sportswear. That's Watertown Sportswear, 34 Mount Auburn Street in Watertown. Watertown Sportswear, expert screen printing and embroidery.
tpublic.com merch. Go over there, buy some TeePublic stuff.
Yeah.
Might be there by Christmas. I haven't been on the website in a little while.
Sure.
Check us out at the top of next week. We have a news dump, Supergirl trailer. We can talk about that. Hello, Bo. Then at the end of the week, Santa.
Yeah. It makes more sense to do it next week, too.
Tuesdays are Goose Days. I abuse kangaroos. Tim Burton.
Bye.
Please flip the cassette over to side B to continue the adventure.
Now it's time for girls jumping on trampoline.